This loser's life is in serious trouble. And when I tell you, every title about this guy seems to be loser. And, everyone's making videos on him. And in one light, it's very justified if you hear about the stuff that he does. But in another light, you're kind of granting him credence because he's trying to get more famous and he doesn't care how it happens. He just wants more virality and we're giving it to him. But holy crap, the kid does freaking meth, bro. Like, you just cannot make this up. He is like 19 years old and he does meth. He also does testosterone replacement. But when you do meth, there's just not much more to say. So subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's just get into this madness.
MT2, what's MT2?
Tan2, it gets you really tan. It's a peptide.
It's like a supplement?
You gotta inject it.
It's just to get tan?
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. No way you're doing that. How many things do you inject yourself with?
Probably like 3 per day.
Wow, like what?
Testosterone, HGH.
So we got another new asshole to talk about today. This new kid on the block, he calls himself Curvicular. And I'm thinking, what kind of fucking name is that? It sounds like a science project. But when I tell you what this asshole's doing to himself, you're gonna think the same thing. Now there's a new trend that's going viral with the young kids on the internet right now, and it's called looksmaxxing, where these assholes try to improve their looks through dangerous ways like drugs, surgeries, experiments, even makeup, women's makeup, and all of this to
woman's makeup, bro. Is there any other makeup out there? Like, I thought that was just makeup, or am I tripping?
Make themselves better looking to pick up women. I'm not fucking kidding you. And this kid, Curvicular, he's the king of it.
If you're tired of being invisible to women, tired of getting rejected, and tired of watching other guys who won the genetic lottery take what's yours, then pay attention. Because what I'm about to show you will completely transform your face and physique in ways that you didn't even think were possible.
And he's even teaching.
This is so bad because there's so many insecure people out there. They are going to follow this. As stupid as it sounds, I know you may not because you have a brain, but there's a lot of people that don't.
Teaching other kids by selling programs how to do this shit to themselves too. Wait until I show you this shit and what this asshole's doing.
Was there a specific moment that you remember where you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna hop on testosterone, like when you're 14?
Just really taking a look at,
How old? Bro, I said 15 when he started watching red pill stuff. And maybe what got him into this. But 14, bro? Yo, where's his parents? Where is his parents? I know y'all get at black people, go for the milk. Where's his dad? Where is this guy's father?
what was possible, and in terms of time frame, I wanted to get to my goals as quickly as possible, right? Because I always thought the idea of, telling people you work out and talking about all this stuff, but you're not big, to be just kind of ridiculous. It's like, dude, what are you actually getting after? So I was like, I'm gonna get my physique going as quickly as possible. I do not care about side effects. I don't care about any implications of, oh, this guy's using drugs. Like, none of that shit really fazed me. So I just wanted to, get to my goals as efficiently as possible.
So all of a sudden, I see this kid popping up everywhere. I didn't know who he was a month ago. Most of us didn't, right? But now you see him everywhere. And you see him on the biggest streams in the world with Aiden Ross, Neon, that little bitch, Jack the Shithead Epstein, Sneeko, Fitness.
Jack Epstein. Bro, this guy is fucking hilarious.
Influencers like Alex Eubank and many more. This kid is everywhere. So I'm thinking to myself, what did this asshole do to join that club and get a head start with that crazy clout? And then I was thinking, I was like, you know what? I don't want to know whose dicks he's sucking for that clout, but he's doing something. Then I said, you know what? Let me take a look and see what's so special about this asshole. And I found a lot of shit. So when I first saw this kid, I was surprised to find out he was only 19 years old.
Yeah.
Because he looks older, good looking kid, but doesn't look 19. And then he spits out of his mouth that he's been taking steroids. since 14 years old. And we know how much that shit can age you.
And I came to a logical decision that there's a cheat code. And then I come across on forums and Reddit, here's a drug that you can take to enhance your progress by such an incredible margin. Of course I'm gonna fucking do that.
But the best part of that, he doesn't even like working out. He thinks you can just take that shit and it's gonna do something.
You think the journey is being in a sweaty ass gym, okay, full of a bunch of fucking gym cells and disgusting sweaty beasts. Okay, that's the journey. Okay.
Gym cells? So now if you go to the gym, you're a gym cell? Bro, it's just like, is everything weak? So what can be strong? You have people like, there's actually individuals in Canada right now, the parliament or whatever, they're trying to attack right-wing gym goers or whatever, just so they can make people unhealthy and fat and try to tie the gym towards some sort of incelness. Don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for that shit.
Okay, so if that's what you want, have the fuck at it. Go do your fucking journey, my G. But goddamn, I'm trying to spend as little time in that fucking shithole as possible. I hate the gym, okay, quite frankly. Or wait, no, do you like the gym, sir?
No. Dude, if you just like it after like the first year and a half, like, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, it's fun at first, like, just getting the pump, but then it gets like, okay, that's like going on a fucking roller coaster 100 times in a row. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Of course it's gonna get boring. So I like to just get in and out of there. The journey, shut the fuck up, man. Don't even try me with that bullshit. Please.
And the same thing goes getting lean. He wants to lose weight because he wants people to see his cheekbones, right? So you know what he does?
Meth. He does meth.
He doesn't do normal things like go on a diet. No. He's on fucking Chris. I ain't kidding you. What does he think he is? Walter White from Breaking Bad? That shit's not good for you.
I use crystal amphetamine as a stimulant and to lean max, right? It's very suppressant of your appetite. It's a very long-acting stimulant. So this is something that I've started using in place of Adderall, right? Because Adderall is 75% dextroamphetamine and 25% levoamphetamine. So the levoamphetamine, I really didn't like it. It's too much of a physical CNS stimulant. So if you're trying to work, it just can be too much, too jittery. Whereas, the is a little bit better in terms of its dopamine release, just being targeted for the brain. It's much more mild than Adderall, actually. And, it works a little better for me, and I use it to lean max, right? So I'm pretty much using for hollow cheeks. Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of looks maxing.
And let me tell you what's going to happen. I hope you listen to what I'm saying. You keep on doing that crystal shit, right? When I was in Arizona, there was a town called Apache Junction, right? And everybody there who lived there, they knew. You go to Apache Junction, you're going to see all these tweakers running around with no teeth, cuts all over them. They're all fucked up walking around like the hills have eyes. You guys remember that movie? Well, you keep this shit up, that's gonna be you next in the part 2 of The Hills Have Eyes.
I haven't seen you for a little bit. What do you have for pre-workout?
Just a little bit of, Kickstarter, if you know what I mean,
No, bro, you're not serious.
Yeah.
You use that for pre-workout?
Yeah.
And how does that feel?
Dude, honestly, it feels amazing. It's a little bit vasoconstrictive, but if I really want to fucking dial in and work out, it's an absolute go-to.
I will tell you guys
he is freaking tweaking in front of your eyes. There's a clip with him in neon, and he's literally tweaking. And I thought it was the M thing, but the sniffles is showing me that is the C thing. That is insane.
real truth. I don't know if I'm being a fucking snitch. I've never seen someone ever in real life. I literally witnessed Clav, literally witnessed it. And I didn't know how to feel.
Where is he?
Clav, who's ruining America?
Mostly Mexicans. Mexicans, black people, Muslims.
What the hell you said? You said it wrong, bro.
It's mostly, it is like a lot of black people are around.
But that's not all this asshole's doing. He's taking all kinds of things. peptides. One of them, melanotan, and he posts this picture up, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, why does this asshole want to look like one of those annoying pieces of shit from the call centers that annoys the hell out of us?
There's no correlation between people working at a call center and how he looks, because usually people who don't look good, they're typically not always work at a call center because they're trying to hide from the reality. But that was just funny because we just don't like call center people sometimes.
That shit
Let's just
don't
keep it
look
real.
good, but then he takes it to another level. You guys know, when you do movies or you do shows or you're on TV, they put sometimes makeup on you so the bright lights, doesn't make your skin look so bad. But this kid ain't doing that. He's putting on women's makeup. I'm talking eyeliner, contouring the face, right?
Yeah, holy striking, bro.
Plus 0.5 PSL from the eyelash curling on this, bro. Holy shit. Mogs.
Holy fuck. That's actually fucking Mog. Wait, maybe even a...
What the fuck is Mog, bro? I got a lot of these terms down because they're using older gamer terms and I'm a gamer, but like, what the heck is Mog?
Or more.
Looking at himself in the mirror and he's saying, Mog, I don't know what kind of fucking word is that. And then he takes this curling thing. I didn't even know this thing existed, where they take a piece of metal, they put it on your eyelashes to curl them. What is this asshole doing? He even gets his poor friends involved and gets them to do this shit with him. You know what that reminds me of? When you're going out with some sharmutas to a bar or to a restaurant, and they gotta go with their sharmuta friend into the bathroom together to look at themselves in the mirror, paint themselves up with new makeup and fix themselves. That's what these kids look like they're doing. What's wrong with this generation? He even takes that little bitch Neon, right? He takes him to the woman's store where they sell all the makeups, and they go looking around, they collect some shit, they go in the street. He starts putting it on him, and I'm thinking in my head, why do you want to make this kid look like even a bigger bitch than he does? That kid's already a woman.
Bro, I can't. This is like, he's from New York or Jersey or something, but like like an Italian Guido. Like if you watch Jersey Shore, this is the energy I'm getting, but like, it's art how he's doing it. Bro, I've watched this dude before. This guy's hilarious.
You gotta find a work.
He's hilarious.
They don't want to help us, bro.
Yeah, bro. What the? I'm sure.
Is it some Indian?
Yeah, I think so. Could be. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lighten the skin tone a little bit.
Okay.
Even everything out.
Okay.
And you're gonna look a lot better. That's enough.
How much would I do?
All right, just rub it all over your face, and then blend it into the side of your jaw, your neck, everywhere.
You see a difference?
Just keep blending it in. Everything. Yeah, you really gotta rub that in.
Good?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, how do I look, chat?
And look what he's doing to this poor kid. Painting his face like a sharmuta. Leave this asshole alone.
No worries. All right, well, let me see. Yo, that's fire.
Now this is the most fucked up part. See this picture and you see that lump on his face, on his cheekbone? He's sitting there punching his face like an asshole to bruise it because he thinks it's gonna give him higher cheekbones, this idiot. But all this shit he's doing, right? Well, I guess it didn't make him good looking enough. So now he wants to turn to dangerous surgeries. He's talking about going to Turkey to get double jaw surgery and implants in his face because he thinks it's gonna make him even better looking, and he doesn't realize the fucking risk of what surgeries can actually do to you.
Yeah, so I'm actually getting surgery myself quite soon, within the next few weeks.
On what?
On my jaw.
No. What?
Yeah.
It's a great job.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You have a nice
jaw.
face.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, it's about to get even better.
No. You're getting surgery, dude?
You guys sound like my mom right now with this.
Where is it going to be in your face?
Everywhere. So
your mom sounds like a lovely woman, and that's not a joke. You should listen to her. You should listen to your mother. They say mama knows best. Why are you ignoring mom, bro? Why?
I'm getting titanium implants done essentially everywhere on my face.
Wow.
And there's going to be an osteotomy in my mid-mandible called a BSSO. It's going to be advanced forward. Along with my upper jaw, they're going to do a incision right here and then advance the upper jaw.
What's it going to run you? 35. You sure you want to do this? You're a good-looking kid.
35 grand?
Yeah.
Dude, you're handsome as fuck.
Isn't that
dude.
pretty baller though that you have like 35K in your face?
No, you
That's
should
pretty baller.
you should save it all, dude. You're
Put
handsome.
35K around your neck, son. Nah.
So no one's really ignoring it, but like he clearly has some sort of mental problems. His insecurity and depression, anxiety, all of that are heightened. And everyone's gonna make a video like myself just to call it out, but I hope someone around his circle is a right-minded person and tell him to stop. Just stop.
Get a necklace.
Dude, you're only 19?
Yeah.
Dude, stop.
And that's not the only surgery he wants to do.
Oh my
This
God.
asshole,
Thank
right?
you.
He's 6'2". We all would love to be 6'2", right?
It's all good.
But that's not good enough for him. He talks about going now and getting that stupid limb lengthening surgery because he wants to be 6'6". I'm thinking, you know how silly that shit's gonna look? He's gonna end up looking, remember when we saw Vincent Fisher walking around like a fucking giraffe? That's what this asshole's gonna end up looking like if he does this stupid shit.
Why are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
That is more about just presence, right? I've always valued presence super, super highly, right? You walk into a room, people notice, right? You're standing in the middle of a club, you're an outlier.
Music is
right?
matching so well.
That to me, just because people will come up to me, they'll say, oh, well, 6'2", you know, that's already very tall. But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th. I'm someone who wants to be the best, right? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So that's why, you know, I'm seriously considering that limb lengthening surgery.
Now,
He's look maxing, but when it comes to spirit, attitude, and everything on the inside, it's almost like he's not putting a single stat inside of that. If you play video games, you got to diversify a little bit. Something is going to take the majority of your stat points, but you have a limited amount of stat points. So if you're going to min-max all onto, let's say, strength or looks in this case, what about intelligence? What about dexterity? What about luck? Have you ever heard of luck? He's going to be running out of it soon, man.
seeing this is actually really sad to me. Because you see here a good-looking kid, right? How could he be so insecure that he wants to do all these crazy things? But the worst part about it all is he has such a big following now, right? Such a big reach. Think about all the other kids that are watching him, that he's making them feel insecure about themselves. He's selling them programs so they can do these same dangerous things on themselves.
Right, so I was noticing who was going home with the pretty girls every night. And I noticed it was really about 1% to 2% of men, right? So it was people who were very tall, people who were very good looking. This is something I was noticing over my formative years when I was a teenager growing up, right? So making these observations.
Proof that that's the insecurity right there, guys. Listen, you do not need to be any of those things. Do those things help? Absolutely. Do you need them? Absolutely not. You know what trumps all of that physicality bullcrap? Being a good person. Not a nice person, a good person. Knowing how to talk with confidence, knowing what you want and going for what you want and showcasing it with your demeanor. That's like 70% of it when you think about dealing with women. It's very little those other stuff. Those are the cherry on top. You can have all those, but if you're a piece of crap, it's not going to get you far.
Kind of seeing that sometimes good-looking people would be able to go up to women and start making out with them without saying anything. I kind of started to shift my worldview a little bit and realize, hey, okay, so this is like the most important metric and I have to go all in.
But when I look at this whole movement, looksmaxxing, and the reasons as to why kids are doing this stupid shit, right? And the whole point is to get hotter women, better women, and that's the reason why they want to improve themselves. That reminds me of when I was younger. When I was in college, all right? I was nerdy. I wasn't the same guy as I am now when I look at myself, right? But during that time, I had not only the best looking girls in my life that I had, but the best girls in the inside as well. And then as I got older, right, I improved. I started working out. My appearance improved. I got the worst girls in my life and the girls that wanted me for the wrong reason.
A lot of gym goers will realize once you become more fit, you just attract the shallow women. The right-minded women are going to presume you to be a piece of shit, so then they're not going to want to get around you. You are putting too much emphasis in the forefront, so people will not want to look into the insides. They're going to make their presumption and go about their day. It's just going to promote glee and vanity. That is the ultimate truth. For anyone that wants to get fit, don't do it. For women, don't do it. For people, do it for your health, longevity of your life. If you're a faith, do it because you want to look like as close to God. They say we're made in the image of God. Why do you want God to look fat? Huh? Why do you want God to look fat? You ever sat on that one? Pause.
So when I look back at myself in college and ask myself, when I was nerdy, why did I find all those great women, right? The best women in my life. It was because I was still the same me. I still had the same personality. I was still the same John, right? And I knew how to take care of girls how a man should. I never changed the person inside. So even though over the years my appearance changed, I was the same guy back then, and that's all I needed to get the best woman in my life. So saying that, when I take a look around and I see, some of the guys that have the best girls, not only the hottest, but the best ones, they're not these fucking looksmaxxing guys or these 10 out of 10 men. No, they're just regular guys that know how to be a man, know how to treat a woman, and have a great personality. So all this shit that you guys are doing, because we don't even know the long-lasting effects of all this shit you're doing, right? It's all a fucking waste if all it is that you want to get better woman, because that shit isn't needed in the end. And babe, can you do me a favor? You remember that white dress? The one that looks like Basic Instinct that I love so much, nice and tight on your legs? Can you wear that for me? Alright, I'm leaving in 5 minutes. And she don't know. With this, I'm gonna look like a monster tonight. She's not gonna be able to resist me from this shit. When I go out with the Sharmuta, my muscles better be pumped before I go out.
I gotta look up what a Sharmuta has to be his own made-up term, because it's what he says is these Sharmutas, boy, these Sharmutas. You have to have that like Guido, Italian. Obviously, this guy's like freaking Italian. Looks like he might be Sicilian or something, bro. But that is just hilarious. This is also very sad, guys. Just, I have to say, I'm gonna post my other video too. Maybe this one comes first, maybe the one after. I don't know. Don't be this guy. This is the epitome of depression. This is anxiety and depression. This poor kid wanted women back in the days. I don't think he grew up with a father, or I don't think he grew up with a father. He could not have grown up with a man in his life, because none of this would have happened, right? He saw the douchebaggy guys get the girls, right? And even though he didn't look over to the other corner and realize that there was some nerdy dude that has a baddie, if you just look long enough, or the smart guy, because he seems like a smart guy too. He could have landed with his education and his intelligence, but he was just so convoluted into the concept of looks and wanting the Jezebel woman, because that's what the Jezebel woman does. He's literally going to pull himself, God forbid, into a short lifespan. And he literally knows this and doesn't care. That's how much the devil will get you on these vanity, fleshful things. Stay close to the spirit, stay close to God. And if you're not of faith, I hope you find faith. I hope you find God. But even if not that, just don't be this guy. Just don't be this guy. Whatever you do, don't be this guy. You know, you can be someone who follows me, subscribes to the channel, and leaves a comment. I can't say it enough. If you are a young person or just any person, just watch him for entertainment, purely entertainment, and as a lesson to be the antithesis of this individual. And then hopefully someone around his circle looks out for him and tells him, bro, the good news is, nigga, you went a long way. The bad news is, nigga, you went the wrong way. Think being normal was better. Take it easy.